One of the reasons that therapy can be dangerous is because you are talking about all of the threats in your life. And the way that our nervous system works is it's constantly looking for, are we safe or are we in threat? For me, for years, my counselors were not nervous system informed. And so they didn't know that it was as important to connect me to safety, to recognizing good things than just feeling all the bad things. I recently had a counseling appointment with my counselor and I was telling her, oh, it's time for me to face some shame. I'd kind of consciously thought that. And then somebody emailed me and was like, hey, there's this breathwork class I'm doing that helps you breathe through and out shame. Would you want to do it with me? And I was telling her how that just fell into my lap. And so she actually had me sit for a minute and just think about what that felt like. The feeling of having a need that I had get met without me striving or working or figuring it out. And I actually just spent a couple minutes thinking about I'm having a need and I'm getting it met. And that feeling of just reminding my own nervous system, I'm not alone in all of my life. Because when you're often talking about all of the pain points, it is magnifying the threat, which is making you more and more fragile and more scared. I'm learning how to do both in a session. I'm feeling my pain and also noticing that there's safety. The two of those things together is what helps build resilience.
What you're talking about is on one end, if all you see is your pain and you're focused on that, you start drowning on it. You can feel very fragile. I can't face anything. The world is horrible. My life is never going to change. So that can be a very destructive expression. Toxic positivity on the other end, where they're like, all we're going to do is see what's good. And I'm like, yeah, but what you're doing is you're actually stuffing the pain to hold those two together and be like, I'm going to dip into the pain, then I'm going to dip into goodness and know that I have the power to move through pain. That's such a necessary thing to be able to navigate.